All right. Okay, we got like a half hour before this. Turn this light down a little bit, I think. Maybe up a little bit. I don't know. Trying to figure out the lighting here. We got about a half hour before this Nintendo Direct, which was slightly surprising. Nintendo Direct. I think Nate the Hate was talking about it, about us getting one this week. Earlier this week, but I was not expecting a Nintendo Direct before our Nintendo Switch 2 Direct that we've known about for months, months, I think, next week. So pretty cool. We're getting 2 Directs. This is like Nintendo Christmas right now. Like everything's, a lot of Nintendo news suddenly, which is pretty sweet. Yo, people jumping in. What's up? What's up, everybody? Just sharing the link a couple places, so give me 1 second here. But yeah, super cool. We're getting 2 Nintendo Directs. This one, obviously, Switch 1 focused. Or I assume it's Switch 1 focused. I know they said it wasn't going to have Switch 2 stuff in it. And then next week, we have a Switch 2 Direct, which we've known about for a long time, which is awesome. So yeah, this is sweet. I'm pretty hyped to see. This is, I'm assuming, the last hurrah for Switch stuff. So that's cool. See what we get at the end here. There has, of course, been a couple rumors that have been floating around for years at this point, that we could maybe finally see here, or find out that they were never true. Is also possible here. So that'll be cool. Basically, I'm thinking of the was it Wind Waker, Twilight Princess HD. That's been a rumor for a super long time. Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War getting a remake. It's been a rumor for a long time. Probably a few others I'm forgetting. Kid Icarus Uprising maybe getting a remake. I remember that was a rumor. I think that was based on just Sakurai being like, it'd be cool if that happened. Which I don't know if that was him hinting or if he was just like, hey, somebody remake this game because it'd be cool. But yeah, there might be a few others that I'm forgetting in the moment here. But yeah, hopefully we'll get, just probably the final hurrah of Switch 1 stuff. I kind of expect this one to probably be a lot of third-party stuff would be my guess, just because I assume Nintendo's first-party stuff is probably focused on Switch 2. We'll probably see Prime 4 here. I don't know if Prime 4 will be shown in the Switch 2 Direct, if it's cross-platform or whatever. Or cross-platform, what would you call it? On both consoles or not. But they could show it here. This would be a good place to show it, and then Switch 2 stuff can just be Switch 2 stuff exclusively focused, because obviously Prime 4 is coming out for the normal Switch, if not both, but definitely a normal Switch, because we already kind of were told that and everything. So yeah, I'm excited to see what we get here. So we said hopefully they report the remaining Wii U games. Yeah, there's not too many to port, honestly. It's like Wind Waker HD, Twilight Princess HD. We just got Xenoblade X. What else is there to port? There's like, was it Nintendo Land or whatever the Wii U game was? But I don't think you can port. Like, there's a few things I don't know if you can port without the Wii U gamepad. And we'll see how the Switch 2 works. Maybe the Switch 2 can become a gamepad and link up with your TV or something, and they can port the remaining Wii U games. I'd love for it to be able to have 2 screens and start porting DS and 3DS games. That would be sweet. I know it has the USB-C port on both the top and bottom, so you could potentially, stick a screen on the top of it and make it a dual screen thing for that. So that would be cool. But that would be, something we'd find out about next week. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Tomodachi Life, yeah, that'd be cool. Star Fox Zero, yeah, Star Fox Zero. That was another, I think, rumor that would maybe show up here, and that's another thing they could port. About what Jeff Grubb said? Yeah, Jeff Grubb said that there was a non-Nintendo game that would, I think, get people talking or something like that. Like it would, like that. There's going to be a big announcement here that's going to be like, oh, that's a really cool game, but it's not a first-party Nintendo game. Again, I kind of suspect this might be a lot of third-party stuff, just because I think Nintendo is probably Switch 2 focused. Just a guess. There could be a lot of first-party stuff. So yeah, someone Silk Song. Yeah, it could be Silk Song. That could be a possibility. Someone else has guessed Grand Theft Auto, also a possibility. For my brain went to, I don't know why. I mean, there's not really much reason to believe this, but my brain just went to Chrono Trigger. Like, I know Square has just been doing a lot of remasters of a lot of their classic stuff. I don't know. I don't know why. That's just a random thing that popped in my head. But yeah, I really don't know. I don't know what it could be. What would be on Half-Life 3? But like, I don't think that would happen on a Switch 1 Focus Direct. That's not where that would like get announced. So I'm trying to think like what games are third party but Nintendo adjacent enough that it would be a big deal and probably get announced here. Silksong, yeah, it could be one. Chrono Trigger getting a remake would be like another one that I think would be, oh, that's huge, and would potentially be in a Nintendo Direct. Some new Banjo-Kazooie, yeah, that would be huge. But I just feel like I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that I feel like it would be Switch 2. Like it wouldn't be at the end of the Switch's life cycle that there'd be this huge third party announcement. Unless it's Silksong, or I could see Square. Just Square is just very close with Nintendo, and if it's some kind of remake. Just because remakes seem they're a little easier to make. They're not quite something that you'd be like, oh, we got to get that on the newest hardware. We got to get that on Switch 2. We could do that on Switch 1. Mario Movie 2 news, that would be cool. I mean, we just had the Mario Day, March 10th, Mario Day, and I was kind of expecting maybe some Mario 2 movie news then, but we didn't really get much. There wasn't much for that. So yeah. New Banjo-Kazooie would be cool, but again, I feel like that would be on Switch 2. I don't know. I've basically heard nothing about this direct. Like I said, I've totally sworn off. Like, I'm not, anything I hear privately, I'm not going to be talking about. So I won't be hinting at anything. Nothing. Don't read into anything I say. And I'll probably just deflect and deny or whatever, anything that, if something comes up or whatever. But I did hear something about the Switch 2 Direct next week. Again, I'm not going to say what it is at all or anything like that. But I have heard something there. I kind of hope it doesn't get out. Like, I hope other people don't hear about it. If it's true, it might not even be true. Stuff I hear, it's not always true. Just because I like going to these as surprises. Like right now, this is a total surprise. Pioro hasn't really been tweeting stuff anymore. I feel like just we're dead on leakers, and one of the reasons why I just wanted to be like, I'm swearing off leaks was because I didn't want to be the guy with the leaks when there's not much else out there. I don't want that. It was never what I wanted to be. So yeah, but the only thing we really have right now going into this one is Jeff Grubb saying, that there's something third party that's gonna, make a stir, make people talk. The only other thing that I think is like publicly out there that I saw that's not, not for me, it's just like out there, was Switch pre-orders or Switch 2 pre-orders. I forget what, I think it might have been April 2nd. So like they go, like we get the direct and then immediately pre-orders go live. And then something else saying, I think, is it Wario64 on Twitter? I saw them posting this. I don't think it's from them, but something saying that the release date for Switch 2 is June or something like that. But that's just publicly out there stuff, and I have no idea if it's true or not. Yeah. So you make it sound disappointing. What I heard, no, it's not at all. I'm just trying to brush off that I'm not trying to like get hyped or hint or anything. It's just whatever. I heard something. Pioro is, you're right. Pioro is still tweeting on Blue Sky. They were tweeting for, I think, the Pokemon Direct. I think they tweeted something, but I haven't heard any like nothing majors come from them. As far as I'm aware, like usually in the lead up to, we have 2 Nintendo Directs right now. In a year ago, if we had 2 Nintendo Directs, Pioro would have been posting massive things nonstop. So yeah. Oh no, someone said their Wi-Fi is down. Oh man, sorry about that. Am I on Blue Sky? No, I have not made a Blue Sky account. I'm on X. I'm on Twitter. Just got kind of grandfathered in because I've been doing it for a while. It's annoying being on there now, though. Honestly, the political stuff that pops up when I'm scrolling. I use it still because like gaming news is still on there, and there's a lot of people I follow and stuff. Like that was one of the main places, to interact with gaming news stuff. But yeah, it's not my favorite platform anymore. Do you know if you'll be back talking about Smash speculation when new Smash gets announced? Yes. So, if a new Smash gets announced, I will absolutely make videos and speculate about Smash stuff. If I hear something personally, I won't talk about it. And that continues into Smash speculation stuff. But yes, if there's like somebody else is tweeting about some leak or posting some leak or whatever, some theory comes out, I'll make videos about it. That's totally cool. I'm fine doing that. If I privately hear something like, hey, this character's in the game, and I have good reason to believe they're in the game, I'm not gonna I won't do anything. You know, I won't shy away from speculating about the character, but I also won't be saying like, hey, I heard them, you know, or anything like that. So you won't hear any leaks from me, Smash-wise. But I'll still speculate Smash if it comes back. In fact, I want to make a video hopefully this weekend. My plan was to post it this weekend. I wasn't expecting this direct to happen at all, like this, you know, Nintendo, the Switch focused direct until Nate the Hate started talking about it a few days ago. But I didn't expect this one at all. So my plan was to do a video this weekend basically saying, is Smash speculation back? Because there's quite a few rumors that Sakurai retweeting stuff, and I think Hungrybox was talking about something in a video a few months ago. There's a lot of things to talk about that, you know, it kind of feels like Smash speculation is kind of coming back. And the possibility of the Switch 2 Direct possibly announcing a new Smash game, or you know, Smash Ultimate Deluxe, or whatever it could be. But yeah, it seems like that's a real possibility. Whether or not that happens at this Switch 2 Direct, even if it doesn't happen, it kind of feels like, well, now every Direct we get from now on, it's going to be like, is Smash going to get announced? Is Smash going to get announced? Which kind of means Smash speculation is back. So yeah, I do plan on making a video, just kind of going over that stuff, and then if Smash does get announced, or in the Switch 2 Direct, or if Sakurai pops up and is just like, you know, maybe we won't see anything special. Just be like, hey, it's happening. You know, Sakurai did say in his YouTube video that he's working on something. There was some like proposal back in, I want to say it was like 2022 or something that he had to make, and so some game has been in the works for a while. In fact, if it is Smash, and even if it got announced in the Switch 2 Direct, it would be like the longest development time of any Smash game. If that proposal that Sakurai was talking about on his YouTube channel was for Smash, which is crazy. Like, it's actually like, it feels like, not necessarily it's too soon for Smash, but everyone's kind of like, yeah, Ultimate was the big hurrah, it can never be topped, and Sora was a huge ending, and like, it's over. But like, yeah, that was quite a few years ago at this point. New Nintendo console's about to come out. You know, if we get, hey, Smash is happening in 2026 or something, that's completely reasonable to have happen. In fact, it's almost more than reasonable. It's almost like, I can't imagine Nintendo sitting on Smash for too much longer. Especially, I think Smash is one of those games where it would be great to get it out as quickly as possible with a new console, because having Smash DLC, having characters get announced, makes everyone watch all the Nintendo Directs. It gets Nintendo tons and tons of publicity and hype. It's the sort of thing I think you want as early as possible. I mean, we know there's a new Mario Kart, because we saw that with the Switch 2 teaser thing that we got. I guess announcement trail. I guess that was the announcement. They showed Mario Kart. And Mario Kart is definitely one of those games that you kind of want on the Switch as quickly as possible. I mean, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was the best-selling game on the Switch 1, so get a new Mario Kart on Switch 2, and I feel like the same way with Smash. Get Smash on Switch 2 as quickly as possible. So yeah, whether or not the game that Sakurai's working on, he was talking about, had to make that proposal for, is Smash or not, I very much so suspect it probably is. I can't imagine Nintendo, again, wanting to go too much longer without Smash happening. And Sakurai himself has said he can't imagine passing Smash to anyone else. Like, he would, like, if another Smash happens, he'll be a part of it. So yeah, I kind of suspect it will happen. Whether or not it gets announced in the Direct on Tuesday, I don't know. But yeah, I'll try to make a video beforehand, just kind of getting us prepared for potentially Smash coming back. And then if it does or it doesn't, I do still think Smash speculation is still kind of back, because from here on out, I think every Nintendo Direct, every Switch 2 announcement is going to be, is Smash going to show up? Because I think we'll all be waiting for it. So yeah, someone said Smash Ultimate Deluxe. It's just, you know, it's a possibility. I don't know. I don't know what it would be. My guess would be it'll be a new Smash, not Smash Ultimate Deluxe. It'll be a new Smash. But it might be like Smash Ultimate from Smash 4, where Smash Ultimate, I remember when it first got announced, it was kind of like, is it a port? Is it actually a new game? I feel like they'll build off of Ultimate. I do not think it'll be a teardown rehaul. I know a lot of people think, oh, they're going to cut like half the roster and completely change the game from the ground up. It's going to have melee controls, man. It's going to be a melee fighter. Like, nah, it's not going to happen. Like, it's not going to happen. They're going to build off of what they have done. You know, there could be cuts. There might not be cuts, but there could be cuts. I think it'd be cool if Sakurai was like, surprise, no cuts. But you know, I think it'll be more like Smash 4 to Smash Ultimate. It'll be Smash Ultimate to whatever new game. That's my guess. Smash Ultimate Deluxe, though, that's possible. Maybe they're doing that instead. It's possible. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe it could be here. Maybe Smash Ultimate Deluxe will be like end of the Switch 1 thing, like where it just bundles all the DLC. Maybe another Fighters Pass. That'd be great to tide us over for another Smash. But Yeah, I don't know. I kind of don't feel like they'd do another fighter pass for Smash Ultimate if another Smash is like going to get announced too, because it would just be like, oh, this is weird. We're getting characters, but will they make it to the next game? Who knows? But I could see they could see them bundling all the DLC and announcing something like that, or Smash 64 could get announced for NSO right here. That would be cool. But yeah, I don't know. How long is the direct? I have an economics class, 45 minutes. The direct starts at 10 a.m. I have no idea how long it is. They might have said. Someone said only 30 minutes. Yeah, they might have said when they posted the announcement of this, but I don't recall. Someone else says 30-minute long. Okay, it's a half-hour direct. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good-sized direct. Especially for, again, Switch 1 focused stuff. So, yeah. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah. What else is there to talk about for this one? Or the direct next week, or both? I mean, the direct next week, I'm obviously more excited about because it's Switch 2 stuff, which we don't know anything about or know very little about Switch 2. So I hope they really show off the console itself. And it's cool that they're doing this direct though, because it means they're going to be able to totally focus on Switch 2 stuff. Because I was kind of wondering, like, will next week's direct have like Prime 4 in it? Will it maybe have Pokemon Z through A in it? Usually Pokemon stuff separate. We already got that with the Pokemon Direct, or Pokemon Presents. But it's like, oh, will we see some Switch 1 stuff mixed in and just say like, hey, it plays on Switch 2 as well. But it seems like no, Switch 2 Direct's probably going to be totally Switch 2 focused because they're going to get all the Switch 1 stuff out of the way here. Don't know if we can see Metroid, but wishful thinking. I think almost certainly we're going to get Prime 4 here. I mean, that's like the big Switch 1 game that we know about right now. So yeah, I think we'll definitely get Prime 4 here. Yeah, more N64 games for NSO. That's always exciting. What else is there? What else is missing? We don't have. I don't think we have Diddy Kong Racing. I could be wrong. Smash 64. I know I've been waiting on that one. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. GameCube rumors for NSO. Yeah, so if they did GameCube NSO, they could potentially announce that here. I was kind of thinking if they did GameCube that they'd save it for Switch 2, and that would maybe be something they'd announce with the Switch 2. Like, oh, by the way, Switch 2 is going to have GameCube NSO. And I don't know if but I feel like they could do GameCube NSO on Switch 1, so that might not have to be a Switch 2 specific thing. In fact, they could do maybe GameCube NSO, and then maybe Switch 2. I think I was talking about this earlier. Switch 2 could have like DS and 3DS NSO, but you have to get like a second screen adapter because it has a USB-C port in the top and the bottom, so you could put a screen on the top. That would be sweet, and that would be something I could see being it's exclusive to Switch 2 because it can do dual screen, which would be sweet. We have no Donkey Kong 64 yet. Yeah, Donkey Kong 64 would be cool. Yeah, Diddy Kong Racing. I feel like Diddy Kong Racing wasn't on there because I feel like not that long ago I wanted to play it and I checked and I was like, oh no, it's not on there. Yeah. Smash 64 NSO would be really cool if it had online, though. That could actually be huge. I really like Smash 64. Like, a lot of people grew up on, like Melee was the game that really introduced them to Smash. And I love Melee, like, don't get me wrong. Like, yeah, I was huge on that or whatever. But I was really, like, as soon as Smash came out, Smash 64, I was super into that with me and my friends. Like, Smash was this huge thing. I remember that commercial with them in the costumes in the field, and they're all beating each other up. And, yeah, I was like, oh, man, I got to get that game. And me and my friends loved it right from the start. New F-Zero, that'd be cool. Yeah, they could do something. People were talking about Rhythm Heaven. I think just wishful thinking online. I saw people talking about Rhythm Heaven. There's a few IPs from Nintendo, which would be pretty cool to get. I'm mostly thinking like remakes, remasters. Again, Wind Waker HD, Twilight Princess HD have been rumored to get ported here. Genealogy of the Holy War, Fire Emblem, rumored to be getting a remake. I'm feeling like if it's first-party Nintendo stuff, it'll probably be more like that, like stuff that isn't... not that stuff isn't exciting. I mean, remasters can be amazingly exciting. Mario RPG was insanely exciting to me. But I feel like it's probably more likely to be stuff like that than maybe Star Fox or something. But I feel like it's more likely to be stuff like that than big... it's a brand new game from some series. But maybe some smaller series, or series that haven't gotten some love, like Rhythm Heaven. It's possible. Just feels like a lot of Nintendo's first-party stuff is probably Switch 2 focused. So, just kind of my guess. But hey, I'm happy to be surprised. Kind of expecting more third-party stuff here. And again, the only real rumor we have going into this, or substantial rumor we have going into this one, is Jeff Grubb saying some third-party thing will get people talking. There's some exciting third-party thing here. I talked earlier about it, but best guess is Silk Song. What was the other decent guess? I don't even remember. Oh, for whatever reason, it popped in my head like a Chrono Trigger remake. I just feel like there's gonna be a lot of remakes. I don't know. I could be totally wrong on that. And Square is so close with Nintendo, so that would be third party, and it would be something I could see potentially being announced for Switch 1. It doesn't because like remakes and remasters don't have to be like if you're making a brand new game, you probably want it on the latest, greatest, best hardware that you can. So like Nintendo Switch 2 is probably what you're making something like that for. Whereas ports and remasters and remakes, you could have a big exciting one that's like, yeah, we're just gonna put it on Switch 1, and cool if you buy it for Switch 2, whatever, backwards compatibility. But if it was like a brand new game from some third party company, I feel like it'll be on the Switch 2 Direct or something like that. This is more like where you'd maybe do like a remake or remaster. But just a guess. Yeah, Star Fox it'd be really cool for Star Fox to get some love. For sure. For absolute certainty. That would be cool. Oh, Planet Robo HD. Yeah, that was the Kirby game. Yeah, that was where was that rumor? Was that Nate the Hate as well? Someone was saying that was going to happen. So that probably that's up there with Wind Waker HD, Twilight Princess HD, Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War, and Kirby Planet Robobot, whatever. And then Kid Icarus Uprising. That's been a rumor for a while though that rumor stems from Sakurai saying it would be cool if someone like remastered it, which Sakurai just posted some tweets recently, and then today, like an hour or two ago, he was like, I need to be more careful with what I'm posting because people read into everything I say, which obviously we do. We love his work. So yeah, him just saying like it'd be cool if Kid Icarus Uprising got a remaster. It might have just been him putting it out there in the world like, hey, if somebody wants to remaster that'd be cool. It might have been him hinting that there's a remaster coming. So I don't know, but it would be cool. Yeah, someone said Silk Song ? Yeah, that's a possibility. Silk Song is definitely a possibility. And would fit what Jeff Grubb's saying about some third party thing that would get people talking. That could be a big one. Hey, PapaGenos, I'd love for Tails to be in Super Smash Bros. Yeah. Sonic definitely needs another rep or two, to be honest. Sonic never left Smash. The most consistent. Like Snake's the first third party fighter for Smash, but Sonic is the one that has. As soon as Sonic showed up in Smash, he's consistently stuck with Smash. And Sonic is. I mean, Sonic and Mario are like rival franchises, or at least they used to be. And Sonic has so many characters to it. I mean, Sakurai always makes the argument that, we have so many Fire Emblem characters because Fire Emblem is all about more, characters in it. But it's like, look at the cast of Sonic the Hedgehog. It's a gigantic cast of characters, and we only have Sonic so far. So yeah, I'd love to get a second Sonic rep. Tails would be sweet. Tails would harken back to that old, I think it was an EGM leak, or not leak, EGM fake leak about how you could unlock Sonic and Tails in Melee if you did something ridiculous, like an April Fool's joke. It's like the oldest like fake Smash leak because it was in a freaking gaming magazine back in like the early 2000s. So yeah, it'd be really cool to have that finally come to fruition and have Sonic and Tails in Smash. Though I kind of feel like after the Smash movie, after the Sonic movie, that Shadow has a lot of buzz right now. Shadow's already an assist trophy in Smash. Shadow, you could use Sonic to like model it, so he could be kind of an Echo Fighter, at least built off of. So Echo Fighter is always weird. It's like some of them are completely the same as the other character. Other ones are pretty different. But yeah, you could build Shadow off of Sonic. I feel like Shadow's the one they'd probably go for because he's very popular, specifically right now, and I just feel like he's probably the easiest to build. But yeah, I'd love to get a second Sonic rep in Smash. Definitely feels overdue. Absolutely would love to get that. I'd be happy with Tails. I'd be happy with Knuckles. I'd be happy with Shadow. I'd be happy with Eggman, Dr. Robotnik, whatever. Yeah, or multiple. Like I said, Sonic is a series I feel like should at this like Street Fighter has 2 reps. Castlevania has 2 reps. Like it's kind of weird that Sonic only has 1. When Sonic to me feels like if any third-party franchise should have a second character, it's probably Sonic. So I always made Shadow to be a Lucas-style semi-clone. So yeah, I could see like Ryu to Ken or Ness and Lucas. I could see it being like semi-clone, like plays very similar to Sonic, but has a few things that are unique to them. Mother 3 would be amazing, but I don't know. I mean, they put out Mother 3 for the NSO only in Japan. It just feels like one of those things that's just never gonna happen. It sucks because I'd really love it to happen, but it just feels like one of those things we're just never gonna get. But obviously, I'd be happy to be wrong about that, and we actually get it. Low-key, Chun-Li should really be in Smash. Yeah, you know, Ken is my favorite Street Fighter character. I'm not huge on Street Fighter, though, but Ken's my favorite Street Fighter character. I always felt kind of bad that Ken got in Smash because it's like, oh, sweet, my favorite Street Fighter character, but I'm not that big on Street Fighter. So it's like cool, but it's not a franchise I care that much about, but, you know, whatever. But yeah, Chun-Li is up there as one of the most iconic female gaming characters. It's like, I kind of feel like it's between her and, like, Lara Croft for, like, I mean, besides maybe, like, Princess Peach or Samus, Metroid. But I honestly feel like Chun-Li is probably more popular or recognizable than Metroid. Chun-Li's up there for, like, you know, most well-recognized, well-known female gaming characters. So yeah, I mean, it'd be a little weird for Street Fighter to get 3 reps. Mattering if again, like if Sonic gets more reps or whatever, and to get one that isn't a clone. It's I mean, Final Fantasy has Cloud and Sephiroth. Sephiroth's not a clone, but Chun-Li, yeah, feels deserving. I know Smash people are like iffy on deserved spots and that arguments in that way, but yeah, being such an iconic female gaming character, I feel like does kind of give her the right to be in Smash. So yeah, would be cool. Jack Black Steve as an Echo Fighter. I mean, I have seen it's a Minecraft character model thing that is Jack Black Steve, so like has the beard and stuff. Really weird, man. The Minecraft movie, I don't know what to make of it. I mean, I'll go see it. So far, I think it looks weird. It looks probably not how I would do a Minecraft movie. It also has that trope that they always go with, where it's like characters from real life or people from real life get in the gaming world, or the gaming world goes to New York City. Like, they've done that trope so many times. Mario, I give the Mario movie a pass there because it's not really that, because Mario was always supposed to be a plumber from Brooklyn who, you know, goes to the Mushroom Kingdom through like the storyline of Mario in my head, and I believe, you know, semi-canon in a lot of Mario cartoons and stuff like that over the years, Mario comics, was what we got with the Mario movie. So I'm glad it was that. I'm glad it wasn't just Mario just inexplicably lives in the Mushroom Kingdom. I was glad it kept he's from New York City and stuff like that. But it could have been like a live action Mario guy suddenly gets sucked into cartoon, you know, Mushroom Kingdom world. And I wouldn't really have liked that. That's more like the Mario movie from the 90s. And yeah, like the Mario movie, because it was cartoony the whole time and stuff like that, it's a little different, even though it literally is that trope of just bring the stuff to New York City, take New York City stuff and bring it to a gaming world. It's just a little tired. Again, the Mario movie I give a huge pass to because it did it in the right way that Mario should do it that way. But so many, like, I don't know, I just don't want them to, they magically fell into Minecraft world. I don't know if that's, like, why not just make a movie where it's just Minecraft world exists, it looks like Minecraft, and we're just going to make a storyline in it. Because when you play Minecraft, I never got the feeling that my character, that like real humans have been sucked into this magical land for some inexplicable reason. Whereas when I play Mario, I do think, Mario's a plumber from Brooklyn who found like a magic pipe that brought him to the Mushroom Kingdom. That is what I'm thinking when I'm playing Mario. Well, not really ever thinking about that, but if I had to think about it, yeah, that's what I think. Or like if the Zelda movie is some normal teenage kid named Link, you know, magically skateboards into Hyrule. Like, I don't want that. Like, get that out of there. Just keep it, you know, what it is. So, yeah, we will see. Tomodachi Life 2, that would be cool. I mean, I could see Tomodachi Life, Rhythm Heaven, some of those, like, more fringe Nintendo IPs could potentially be getting something new here. That would be cool. Yeah, Ice K or whatever. Yeah, it's that. I mean, it's that I'm talking about. But those, before that even became, like, an anime trope, that was definitely the trope for, like, every video game movie from, like, the 80s through the 90s was just, like, you know, if you're going to do that, it's magical other world that just is the game, and they just find their way there. Yeah. Oregon Trail Wagon for Smash. I wouldn't mind an Oregon Trail, like, stage or something. Yeah, I don't know if Oregon Trail, like, there's some things that I think are so Western, that like they'll probably never get in Smash without a huge push from the Western community. That like I would say Oregon Trail is like, yeah, it's a what an iconic game that we all had in our childhood. You know, playing on computers in school and stuff like that. That should be immortalized in Smash alongside all these other iconic video games. But I feel like in Japan, Oregon Trail, you know, I don't think the Japanese are learning about the Western migration of Americans much in their curriculum. I'm sure it's there a little bit in their history class somewhere, but probably to the extent that we learn about some Japanese history, which is probably not much. So I don't think they're playing Oregon Trail the way we in the West are. Someone says Oregon? Origin? Oregon? I don't know. Whatever. Origin Trail. All right, here we go. Simpsons Arcade in Smash. I love the Simpsons Arcade. There's a little arcade in Salem, Massachusetts that has the Simpsons arcade cabinet, and whenever I go there, I play it. Ooh, okay. Dragon Quest. Yeah, I love these remaster games. Like, I'm not a big Dragon Quest guy, but like the look of them, and I'm just happy that they're doing them. Like all their remasters are really cool. Glad Square's getting big on that. Yeah, is this DLC for it? Because yeah, that's pretty sweet. Should say Crash Bandicoot for Smash. Yeah, Crash would be great. Crash for Sonic versus Mario. Feels like it needs to happen. Thankful for Akira Toriyama, yeah, for real. For real. Very, very sad. He was, very few celebrity deaths, like, actually hit me, but Toriyama did, yeah. So I basically was introduced to anime through Dragon Ball Z. So, yeah, and I was just very unexpected. I expected them to grow up a lot older.
I'm Shinya Takahashi.
Wow, okay, so 1 plus 2, that's cool.
For today's Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, because they started with 3, right, so... Get the early games in there, that's sweet.
We'll be providing information on upcoming Nintendo Switch games.
Awesome.
We'll also have a Nintendo Direct for Nintendo Switch 2 on April 2nd.
Sweet deal. So we're spoiled right now, we're getting spoiled.
What you just saw was Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake from Square Enix. Another
yeah, I should really play the Dragon Quest games. I have touched them. I've played them a little bit. I have not like sat down and ever beaten one or played through one very far.
Okay.
So I should do that. I had one for NES when Dragon Warrior or whatever. I played a few on handheld system like DS or something, but didn't get far. I didn't play much. Also, let me know if the sound is good with my voice and the background sound, because I can't hear what you guys are hearing.
2 minutes until oxygen 0.
Yeah, I wonder at what point they'll call it Switch 1. I mean, they'll have to make a differential. No sleep for
the
Konami.
latest entry in the the Somnium Files series is stirring.
So it's not
you are Kaname Date, a special agent with a sophisticated AI called Aiba embedded in his left eye. Your mission is to track down Iris, an internet.
Yeah, someone said before we were talking about like Oregon Trail, and it's like I was saying, like it was very Western, and at the beginning of this track, this is very Japanese stuff. We got Dragon Quest, and now this looks like a very anime, Japanese style game.
Clues hidden deep within their psyche.
Who's it? Hubert and Frogger for Smash. Yes, that would be great. I'd love to have more arcade representation. We really just have Pac-Man.
Everything you learn will
I guess Little Mac as well, but I'd love to have some more arcade representation. Frogger, yeah, Frogger would be a good one.
What's
Hubert
hidden
as well.
In reality and dreams to rescue Iris. No Sleep for Kaname Date from the Somnium Files launches on the Nintendo Switch system.
July? That's pretty far out. Okay.
Unleash the supernatural.
Ooh, okay. Is this Shin Megami Tensei? Helga Ship and Dig Dug. Yeah, the Dig Dug guy. That'd be cool. Yeah, I love arcade stuff. More arcade stuff in
with
Smash.
remastered HD graphics and enhanced gameplay. Set in the capital city in the year Taisho 20, Raido Kuzunoha makes his living as an apprentice detective. But unbeknownst to others, he also fights alongside demons as a devil summoner. To protect the capital,
that's once again a lot of rather Japanese games so far, which is cool. I like
Fight in real-time battles alongside demons you summon. Work with your demons to strike an enemy's weak point, then follow up with a powerful attack.
That's cool. Gameplay reminds me
key to victory.
From what I saw right there.
You can
it reminds me
turn
of
opposing demons into allies.
Neo: The World Ends With You a little bit.
Demons can also be
really
useful outside of battle. And their powers are helpful in finding
Jack Frost would have been cool in Smash. Like, Joker's fine, but I just feel like Jack Frost is the more all-encompassing and mascot-y character. I like mascots in Smash. I'm a Scrimbo, whatever.
Conspiracy that will shake the capital to its core. Raido Remastered.
I'm that.
I'm
Banjo-Kazooie guy,
on Nintendo Switch, June 19th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop.
A lot of June, July, like a lot of stuff is further out than I expected. I wonder if that means Switch 2 will be releasing later on in the year, because this is Switch 1 stuff that goes all the way into
With your memories gone, you have been summoned to a strange, unfamiliar world, where you're greeted by a yellow orb known as Puck.
All right, this is from Bandai Namco.
But
That's
who
cool.
is this spherical stranger? Moored in a mysterious, maze-like world, your battle for survival
yeah, whatever.
begins.
It means, like, you know, the serial mascot type character. Like I like Banjo-Kazooie. I want Crash Bandicoot. I want, just stuff like that. Like, I'm not looking for fighting game characters. I'm not looking for, because that was always the cool thing with Smash, that it was
combine with Puck to explore.
Oh, it's like Pac-Man. Oh, okay, it's from Bandai Namco. Oh my god, this is kind of cool.
But tread lightly.
What an interesting way to use Pac-Man.
World will prove hostile. When facing imposing enemies, you and Puck can temporarily fuse into the.
But to me, that was always a cool thing with Smash. Is there's a fighting game of video game like platforming characters, or at least the type of characters you might not expect to get in a fighting game necessarily.
You'll collect resources.
I don't know if I believe it's supposed to be like a Pac-Man reference. That's hilarious. It's pretty cool. A lot of Metroid Dread artists worked on this Pac-Man game. Oh, that's cool. It was Bandai Namco with Pac-Man influence, and it's like Metroid-like. It's pretty sweet. This game might actually be awesome.
Shadow Labyrinth on Nintendo Switch.
Once again, further out. So, yeah, I know there were people saying online, or some rumor of Switch 2's coming out in June, but all this stuff
March begins.
So, the Rhythmic March. Ooh, is it Rhythm?
Remasters of Patapon and Patapon 2 are drumming onto Nintendo Switch as one bundle.
So maybe Switch. My thing is, if all these are coming out
and give different commands
in the summer and late summer, then maybe Switch 2 releases later than that. But that's just a guess based on this. Obviously, Switch 1 games, especially third-party games, can be coming out after Switch 2 is released for sure. So maybe it does release in June or something. But this stuff makes me think maybe it's further back.
And if you string together combos with good timing, the Patapons enter fever mode and get a big boost in power. From the horse
so Patapon has always been a PlayStation. This is something. Oh, interesting. Okay, I mean, I've never gotten into this series. I'm aware of it, but yeah, I didn't know it was a PlayStation exclusive thing. So that's interesting. It's on Switch then. This is the first time it's on a
new
Nintendo
features have been added, so you can advance to the beat of your own drum.
Maybe we'll get Rhythm Heaven as well, and this will be a rhythm-focused direct, like we had that one that was all the farming sims.
Replay launches on Nintendo Switch.
July again. All this is like late summer. Interesting. I kind of expected it would be stuff in the spring here, and then.
Welcome to Zephyr Town.
All right, what's this?
A cozy place nestled in a.
I was just talking about farming sims. Is this a farming simulator or a life simulator?
This is where your new life begins.
Story of Seasons. Okay, cool. So it's Harvest Moon. That's great.
First cropping up on the Nintendo DS system, this immersive farming and life sim has no shortage of activities to get up to.
And you shall get farming sims.
You must be the new farmer.
Yeah, I love Harvest Moon Story Seasons. I've been a fan since the Super NES. I remember renting Harvest Moon for Super NES and loving
Then
it,
sell
playing
your
it like for a
produce
full
and other
weekend, like
wares
just
at the
playing it
town's weekly
nonstop,
bazaar.
and then going to school and trying to explain to my friends that like,
bazaar
no, you guys
sales
should play
grow,
Harvest Moon. Like,
you'll
it's,
help the
what
once
is
famous
the game? And it's like,
market
oh, you
regain its
grow
former
vegetables.
splendor.
Like it's a vegetable growing game.
You can also
And
get to
they're
know
like,
the locals.
like what? That's a good game. I'm like, no, it's a really good game. You should play it.
And maybe nurture a
Loved it
relationship
on
if you find that special someone.
N64, and I played the Game Boy one. I played the GameCube one. So yeah,
Plus,
I haven't been playing the
taking
series in a
advantage
while,
of
but
Town's windy conditions
yeah,
can make
cool
travel
to see
and
more
other
Harvest Moon
tasks
stuff.
a breeze.
Story of Seasons, whatever. There's a weird, if you're not aware, there's a weird copyright issue with the name Harvest Moon and Story of Seasons. But this Story of Seasons is the same series
and your
as the
new
original
life on the
Harvest
farm
Moon.
begins when Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar launches on the Nintendo Switch system August 27th.
Doodle Jump for Smash. Yeah, some people are very against like a phone app characters, but like Angry Birds, Doodle Jump, I'd be cool with that. I like Smash really repping all of gaming, all important stuff in gaming. So I'm cool with phone app rap if we got one. What could this be? Oh, okay, Prime 4. Sweet. There we go. So where's all the first party stuff? Well, Prime 4, there you go. Yeah, music. Oh, I'm so excited for this game.
This is the unknown planet Vuros. Here, Samus finds a verdant jungle with a colossal tree at its center.
That's cool.
In order to survive and
Dive
escape
deep down
this
into the tree.
planet that she was unexpectedly transported to, Samus must scan stone figures and other relics to
Okay,
carve a
interesting.
path
Don't look like
forward.
Chozo. It looks like something else. Like some new ancient race.
She's not alone, though. Abhorrent, alien creatures living in the jungle are waiting to strike.
That's like Predator. The Predator kind of reminds you of those things from Twilight Princess. You know what I'm talking about. This game's gonna be so sweet. We're getting serious, like old school Halo vibes too.
As she explores the planet, Samus is granted mysterious and ancient
New ancient
powers,
race is a funny sentence. Yeah, it's kind of a
psychic abilities.
what do they call it? Not hypocritical.
These powers allow Samus to operate
There's a word for that.
mechanisms
Like new old.
and to open
There's a word.
doors.
I'm forgetting it.
They also allow her to control the trajectory of her beams
Ooh, nice.
with the power of her mind.
Oxymoron.
Why
Oxymoron. That's it.
were
Thank you.
these powers bestowed upon Samus?
I'm a moron. I forgot oxymoron. Okay, yes, it's new ancient race. There we go. Which the head tail things kind of are making me like they kind of look like the bad guys that you're fighting. So maybe they got like corrupted or something.
And what will be her fate after being summoned to Vuros?
Or paradoxical. That also works. Oxymoron was the word I was thinking of. That looks like those things from Pikmin.
Are beginning to weave
The bird
a new
snake things.
tale.
Come 2025. We still don't have a release date. Place our faith in you. Got a new suit. Color scheme looks sweet. All right, nice,
It
cool.
looks like even more challenges await Samus. We hope you're looking forward
hope we
to
get a release
exploring
date, but-
Samus's new psychic abilities.
Sometime this year.
Okay.
New
let's
suit
move
looks
on
sick.
to
Yeah,
some more
the game looks
headlines.
amazing. Looks amazing. Very excited. All right, what else we got?
Ready to stir up some mischief?
Grab some mischief. All right, I don't know. I don't recognize it from this.
Once upon a time, there was a drab coffee shop that transformed into a magical potion cafe.
So is it chosen one
As
equals
the
choose which
newest
platform you play it on?
potionista
Dual
of the
release.
cursed
I assume
cafe,
it probably will be a dual
you'll
release. All right, this is
craft
cool.
concoctions for Disney
game.
villains and get
As
to know
villain
them in a new
focused
light.
Disney game. That's pretty cool.
Mix ingredients to brew all sorts of strange elixirs.
I didn't get into
Then
Disney Dreamlight
spirit
Valley,
them
but
to
I have some
your
friends who
villainous
like
visitors,
are way into
including
it.
Ursula and Gaston. With
So yeah,
help
Disney
from
can make some
Yzma,
pretty
you
solid
can
games, to be
upgrade your
honest.
ingredients to produce some wildly wicked creations. The potions you
potion
make
brewing
can
game.
influence each customer's
Interesting.
storylines, leading to different outcomes every time you play. Who knows what mischief might happen? Disney Villains
Excellent.
Cursed Cafe launches on
Villains
Nintendo
Curse
Switch
Cafe. Oh,
later
what is it?
today.
That's unexpected, kind of weird. Bartending for children. Yeah, play as the Disney villains. And
Summon
run a
a
bar.
spellbinding adventure. Welcome to Witchbrook College, where students strive to master the
I dig the
magical
pixel art
arts.
look.
During class, use magic circles to perform rituals
Ooh, all right. It's like a
Fly
going to
on
wizard
brooms.
school or witch
and
school
learn
anyway.
advanced techniques
game.
to
That's
go
pretty
from
cool.
witch in training to skilled spellcaster. There's also plenty to do outside of class.
Obviously, Hogwarts
Hang out
Legacy
with
sold
friends at their
extremely well.
homes.
So yeah, there's certainly
Take on various jobs
an
to help
audience
pay
out
for
there who wants
tuition.
to go to magic school. So making a game like that's pretty
Or
cool.
use the spells you've learned to craft and sell original items. Plus, up to 4 players can make magic
I like
together
riding on
in
the brooms,
online
pretty sweet.
co-op.
Kind of got a like Kiki's Delivery
Explore
Service
this
vibe to
whimsical
it.
world on the road to graduation and beyond.
Yeah, that's cool. I could see people getting into
Are
this.
you ready for a spellbinding journey?
Non-copyright infringement.
Enrollment
Hogwarts. Yeah,
begins when Witchbrook,
Witchbrook.
flies
Oh, yeah,
onto
that seems pretty
Nintendo
cool.
Switch this holiday.
I could see that being quite a popular life sim game, just for the
Action, adventure,
aesthetic
and
and,
arcade games await.
theme of it.
Set off on a fantastical mission to eliminate a mysterious deity. In this hand-drawn
Goldman, all I can
platforming
think of is-
adventure,
oh, okay,
you'll
it's like a
explore an
Scrooge McDuck
expansive archipelago
type cane
where
hopping
nightmares
game.
and wonder
Kong.
collide. Upgrade your trusty cane with magical parts. Then use
Yeah,
its
this is like a
abilities to
probably
find your own
spiritual
path
sequel
through the
to,
enchanting world.
DuckTales games.
Can you uncover the secrets
hopping.
the archipelago holds? Find
Animation
out
looks really,
when
really
the
cool.
Eternal Life of Goldman launches on
All I can think of with
Nintendo
Goldman
Switch
is,
this holiday.
The House of the Dead.
Celebrate
Goldman,
the
the terrible
40th
like,
anniversary of
voice acting
Gradius
House
with
of
a
the Dead too.
collection of arcade shoot-'em-up games from across
Gradius.
the series. Titles
Cool.
include Gradius,
I'm not a huge like
Salamander,
shooter guy, but they're still
Light
cool.
Force.
I respect the genre.
Gradius 2,
I could see getting into it.
Gradius 3,
Excuse me. Never really did.
and
I
Salamander
mean, I played
2.
them, tons of
Some
times.
titles come with
all over the
multiple
place, of
versions, including ones from different regions and launch years.
But some people get like way into them. So
Plus,
I've never been
take the helm in a brand new entry, Salamander 3.
Salamander 3. All right.
Gradius Origins launches on the Nintendo Switch system August 7th. Pre-orders begin
Again, a
later
lot of this stuff is
today
later than
on
I thought.
Nintendo eShop.
I thought we'd be hearing a lot of things coming out
Battle
in the next
to the
few
beat
months.
in Rift of the Necrodancer. Press the
Hey,
corresponding buttons in each lane to fight monsters in rhythm-based combat.
Still crazy
Keep the
that this got a,
cadence going
like, Zelda
with epic
crossover.
boss battles.
It's
quirky
cool.
minigames,
It's crazy.
remixed stages, and global leaderboards. Plus, more musical mayhem awaits in the
So, like
Celeste
Guitar
Music
Hero
Pack
style?
ADLC. And be on the lookout for more
Hey, all right.
DLC in the future. Rift of the
Some crossover going on
Necrodancer
there.
launches on Nintendo
Rift of the
Switch
Necrodancer.
later
Yeah, I mean,
today.
Somehow they're good at getting crossovers because they got Zelda, and that's
see
a tough one.
what's in
Ooh,
store.
Tamagotchi. Yes, I know Tamagotchi well enough to guess it from the silhouettes.
Welcome
Way.
to
Yeah,
Tamagotchi
Peppino. Did you
Plaza,
see Peppino
a
there?
brand
Yeah,
new
that's
entry in the Tamagotchi
Um,
Connection series. There
So
are
not Tomodachi,
stores
but
galore.
Tamagotchi.
Design glasses at the eyewear shop.
Yeah, I was way into when Tamagotchi first came out. I was like,
Polished
thought it was
pearly
so
whites
cool.
solo
And then it
or with a friend at the
quickly,
dentist.
then
And
like a few years,
arranged
Pokemon
plates
came out, and
at
that
the
became the cooler
afternoon
like
tea shop.
pet raising
12
virtual
wonderful
pet thing.
stores need your help.
Even though Pokemon wasn't
Provide
really
good
raising
customer
virtual
service
pets
to
so
get
much,
high
but it like
ratings
still
and
had that
upgrade each
vibe
shop.
to it. Like you was catching monster creatures and
In
raising
doing
them.
so, you'll get to
obviously
meet
there's
more
fighting
Tamagotchi,
and catching
making the
focused,
town
and,
livelier
like,
than before.
take care of them,
With
but you
over
felt like you
100
were. You
new
felt like
and
they're
classic
coming along with you.
Tamagotchi.
It
Business
simulated
is
that
sure
anyway.
to be booming. Get ready to set up shop
I can finally
when
brush my
Tamagotchi
teeth.
Plaza launches on
there's,
Nintendo Switch June 27th.
This is a Pokemon teeth brushing game app thing. My friend got it and said it helped his kids brush their teeth regularly. Oh, here we go. Pokemon Za, huh? Didn't think we'd see that here. Usually Pokemon stuff is separate Pokemon things, but we're gonna get maybe some Mega Evolutions shown off. That'd be sweet to get. Because we didn't really see any new Megas.
Welcome to Pokemon Legends
Pokemon
CA,
Presents.
a new title in the Pokemon series. You'll begin your adventure
unsure
by
about
choosing
the
one of 3 partner
Only
Pokemon.
city, you know, landscape, but the parkour
The
looks
setting
cool.
is this metropolis that also appeared in the Pokemon X and Pokemon Y games, Lumio City.
Cool. I mean, the city does look really big. It does
To
look
make
like
it
it's
easier
got
for
diverse
people
scenery or
and
whatever.
Pokemon to
Just I'm a little
coexist.
wary of it being entirely in a city,
company
because
named
one thing I really like about
is
Legends Arceus was
carrying
going
out
out
an
into the
urban
wild. So.
redevelopment plan.
I know this has like
Here,
wild
we'll
areas,
get a
but
glimpse into the
see what
lives
that's
of the
like.
Pokemon and people of Lumio City. Scattered all over town
Yeah,
are
let's
wild
see what these
zones.
wild areas are like. Wild zones.
These areas are
right, that
special
looks
environments where wild Pokemon can live comfortably,
pretty-
even within the city.
Yeah, it's not totally in the city. It's like a fun area to explore.
You can catch Pokemon here,
Yeah, it looks like Legends Arceus.
but they might be hostile. If you sense trouble,
Sweet.
get
Alright.
to safety.
That was another thing I really liked about Legends Arceus, that they actually attacked
There are
you.
Pokemon that live outside wild zones too. Some of them can even be found on rooftops. People and Pokemon
looks
live
nice.
easygoing lives in Lumio City. But when night falls,
Ooh.
the city's aura transforms. Highly skilled trainers are invited to participate in a tournament,
Oh, dope.
the ZA Royale.
So like trainer battles
Trainers
are at
await
night?
in battle zones.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
If you're spotted, they'll challenge you to battle.
That was something
Strike
Legend
first
Arceus was really
before
missing,
being
was,
seen,
you know,
and you'll
focus
land a
on trainer
surprise
battles.
attack.
It was very, very limited.
During battles, using a
Lots of them.
super effective move at the right
I
moment
like the
is
idea
key.
of separating it off into zones and nighttime. I think that's cool.
And
Also really
with
excited for the battles
Mega
this year. All right, here we go,
Evolution,
Megas.
some Pokemon can power up even more.
Obviously, Mega Alpha, there you go.
You'll start at rank Z and work your way up to rank A.
Okay, so that's where the Z through A comes from. All right, so it's battle focused.
Trainers who reach the top are said to have a wish granted.
Jirachi? Wish granting? I don't know. That's where my mind went.
Day and night are 2 sides to Lumio City. It seems there are even more secrets waiting to be uncovered. What will you find on your adventure?
Delicious
Pokemon
slice of
Legends
Pokemon Raw.
CA launches
All
on
right, late
Nintendo
2025,
Switch
that's
later
all we're
this
getting.
year.
All right, cool. All right, that was good. I'm
Lumio
glad that we
City, where the
focused
game is
on
set,
battles
the
there.
aura transforms between day
I like the
and night.
nighttime idea. That
It
was
seems
cool.
There are even
That's
more
cool.
secrets to uncover. Please be on the lookout for more
So you can
information
explore and
in the
catch
future.
Pokemon, you know, during the day, like
Next,
Legends Arceus. But
please take a look at
yes,
this.
there are, you know, trainer battles are going to be a big part of the game. It's just separated. That's cool.
Hello there. Boop. The game you're about to see, boop, doesn't have a
Kind of
big
reminds me of
epic
Animal
story.
Crossing. Is it Duck Hunt? Looks like a Duck Hunt.
But what it does
Duck.
have is lots of funny little rhythm games.
Or is it Rhythm Heaven?
You wanna see? Boop.
Is it Rhythm Heaven?
Just press the button to jump through the ring.
Yeah, I'm assuming it is. But I haven't seen anything that
It
I
sounds
totally
easy.
recognize from Rhythm Heaven yet.
But the timing is super tricky. Boop. Maybe you could try it in time to a rhythm.
Maybe we'll finally get Chorus Kids in Smash. Someone said they hope Tony Hawk 3+4 comes to Switch 2. I believe it's already announced that it is coming to Switch, so probably Switch 1, but obviously Switch 2, they said is backwards compatible.
In
So,
this game,
you know.
you might do almost anything, but you'll need to do it in rhythm.
But yes, I'm super excited about Tony Hawk 3+4. Love
With
the first
practice, you
remake.
might even be able to play it with your eyes closed.
This is all I need in the direct. Yeah, we were talking about Rhythm Heaven as possible, like one of those dormant Nintendo IPs that could get something. Yeah,
Get
it's
into the
definitely
rhythm
Heaven.
with a brand new entry in the Rhythm Heaven series.
Yep.
Rhythm Heaven,
Heaven
Groove.
Groove, nice. 2026, okay. A little out there. Wow, so there will be Switch 1
That
games.
was Rhythm
First party Switch 1
Heaven
games all the way in
Groove,
2026.
A brand new entry in the Rhythm Heaven series.
Which again makes me think Switch 2
It
might
includes
actually
lots of
launch
music
more like
produced by
fall
renowned
holiday
Japanese
than
musician
June,
Tsunku.
because a lot of this stuff seems
What
to be
kinds of
further out
rhythms do you
than I
think
thought.
you'll hear? We hope you're looking forward to it.
Like I thought the stuff that would be announced here would be more in the next few months.
We have news about the use of digital games on your system.
Oh, digital games. Okay, so NSO
Please
stuff.
take a look.
Yeah, Switch 2 fall. That's what I'm guessing because all this stuff is so far out.
With game cards, you can put a game featuring Mario in this Nintendo Switch system and a Legend of Zelda game in this one, freely inserting the games you have on hand into any system you want. But
Yeah.
what if digital games could be as flexible and convenient as game cards? Well, here's what we came up with.
Oh, they found a way to move them.
Introducing the
systems.
virtual game card. In the future, virtual game cards can be used for digital games. When purchasing the digital version of a game, it will be loaded
mean I
onto
can
your
move it
system
between
as a
systems?
virtual game card, allowing you to play that title. Your digital games will be lined up as virtual game cards on a dedicated management screen. Here, you can load and eject your virtual game cards and manage which games you can play on your system.
Okay.
If you have two Nintendo Switch systems, you can eject a virtual game card from one and load it onto the second. Now you can play this game on the second system wherever and whenever you want, just as if you had inserted a physical game card.
This is yeah, sharing digital games.
With virtual game cards,
seemingly.
you can freely load and arrange which games you play on up to two systems.
Okay, up to two systems, so it's kind of just
Local
for your
communication
own.
with your second system is required, but only the first time.
Yeah, someone said it feels like something that already exists. Yeah, I feel like just having access to your digital games just means like
You can
signing
also
into my
lend
account
out
on a
virtual
second
game
system should
cards
give
to
me
your
all my
Nintendo
digital games,
account,
right?
Family group members. Connect to your
I
family
mean, I
group
guess this
member
lets,
system
yeah, like a
via
family
local
member can
wireless
download
when
the
you
game
want
and
to lend a
then
game.
both of them can share
Choose
it.
the title you're lending
I mean, that's okay. That's kind of nice. I mean, like
and who you're lending it to.
I have a friend and she has a Switch and her son has a Switch and she gets games on her Switch and sometimes her son wants to play the games
And
that are
you're
on her
done.
Switch and we
They
have
can
to
now
use
play
her
on
Switch
their
to play it
phone
instead of his Switch because he doesn't have the game.
You can only
So I
lend
guess
one game
in
at a
instances
time to a
like that,
particular person. Games can be lent out for 2 weeks, after which they will automatically return to you. Making digital games
it seems like a
even
weird system,
easier
but
to
yeah, I
use.
can see the
Virtual
use
game
for it.
card.
The virtual game
It's
card
probably not
feature
something I think
lets
too
you
many people will
swap
use, but like
games
if
between
you have a
Nintendo
Switch 1 and a
systems,
Switch 2, it'll be useful.
as
And if
well
you're
as
like
to
a
Nintendo
family or
Switch
have
2
kids,
systems.
you know, that I could see it being
This
useful to
feature is
move the
planned
digital
to be
stuff
added
around.
via a system update
I mean, it's
in
nicer than
late
having the
April.
digital stuff stuck on a single
Let's
system.
take a
I'll put
look
it that way.
at more Nintendo Switch
It's something.
games.
Yeah, unfortunately, it probably does kind of bode badly for the future of physical game cards because they're probably trying to figure out ways to move forward into digital only. Not that I think that'll happen anytime too soon, but the next decade or two, yeah, it might happen that physical games could go away. That's kind of neat. King of Meat. Yes, this is just like a montage of a lot of stuff. And I wonder if we'll get like one last thing after this. It's been almost a half hour. We got like 2 minutes. We haven't gotten Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War. We haven't gotten Kirby Planet Robo. We haven't gotten Wind Waker Twilight Princess HD shown off. It's all the rumored stuff. We haven't seen any of it, so maybe that could be one
Uncover
last thing.
history once more.
Okay, there's a few more games here still.
Saga Frontier 2 is venturing
Saga,
onto Nintendo Switch.
I think over on Twitter, one of the Saga guys retweeted the Direct, actually. I heard that like right before
Two
this started. I
heroes
didn't mention
whose
it earlier.
fates and legacies
yeah, he,
will
like, retweeted it
intertwine
earlier.
across generations in this epic
expected.
RPG. Experience the original story, along with brand new events that expand
It feels
the
like a
vibrant
less
world
intuitive method of
Songdale.
distributing a player's digital library across multiple devices or sharing games with others compared to a Steam
Plus,
library.
team
or
up with
and
more
Steam
characters
games.
in
Yeah,
battle.
yeah. It definitely
and transfer
felt
stats
a little
to
more
allies
limiting, a
through
little
the
more whatever.
parameter
But
inheritance
I mean, at least they're
system.
dipping their toe in the idea of, hey, digital games should be able to be
finishing the main
shared
story,
across
you can
some
test your
consoles
mettle and
because
might against
sometimes
even
you have more
more
than one console,
powerful
sometimes
bosses.
you're a family.
What
You have other
histories
people, and
will
you
you
know we can't
uncover through the
always.
ages?
It can be inconvenient to have to take somebody else's
Saga Frontier 2
console just to
Remastered
play something that's on that
launches
console.
on
And you have another one
Nintendo
here, but it's
Switch
like, you know,
later
we bought it
today.
for both people to play. So yeah. Yeah, Sakurai retweeted it too. That's true.
Monumental
That's true.
adventures await. Embark on
He retweeted and wrote like
journeys
method
across
in
this
Japanese, or at least
series
that's
of
what the
beautiful
translation was, but I
puzzle
think it
games.
actually was like,
Wander through isometric worlds filled with
oh
stunning
my, or I forget what it
landscapes
was,
to
or oh well, or
manipulate,
so it was like a simple
optical
phrase that
illusions
probably
to
just
discover,
was translated wrong.
and mystifying secrets
Basically
to
just like,
unfold.
oh, look at this.
In Monument Valley, lead the silent Princess Ida in her quest for forgiveness while outsmarting the enigmatic Crow people. A different journey awaits in Monument Valley 2. Guide Ro in her adventure through motherhood as she and her child unlock the secrets of the sacred geometry. Both games contain all
I don't know
their
that much
additional
about motherhood,
chapters,
but
add-ons, and
personally,
DLC.
I didn't know it was
First
walking
two
around
Monument
launching
Valley
staircases
games
things,
launch on
but,
Nintendo
hey, you
Switch
learn something new
April
every day.
15th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo
Yeah, see, I was expecting more
eShop.
things to be like, yeah, coming out in April. I expected a lot more of this to be
Help
coming out in the next few
Noor on her
months.
journey to restore
But
the world's life.
most of the stuff that got
in
announced is like
Monument
late
Valley
summer.
3, setting sail
Which again
on
is making me
Nintendo
think Switch 2 stuff is going to be
this summer.
fall holiday. Okay, golfing game. Nice shot.
A brand new entry in the Everybody's Golf series is driving onto Nintendo Switch.
Someone said this direct is more of a partner showcase. Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect too much. I expect most of the first party
Time
Nintendo
your
stuff to
button
be
press just
next
right,
week.
and
But
take
hey,
your
we
shot.
got Prime 4 showing off here, so I can't be complaining
Perform
about first Nintendo.
backspins,
And Rhythm Heaven announced, so
side
those two
spins,
right there are pretty good in my book.
and
For a
other
direct I
special
wasn't even
shots.
expecting, and another direct happening next week. Like,
In
you
the
know,
single-player
how spoiled are we
challenge
going to be?
Compete in
That's pretty good right
tournaments
there.
and face off against a range of rivals to become
Yeah, we are
the
past 30
ultimate
minutes. Hope
golfer.
it's not just a black screen. Yeah. That's why I was saying, when they did the montage, I was like, are we going to get a one more
Your
thing?
shots
But
could get
they
pulled
just went
into
to more
holes,
games.
Or obstacles might fall. It's
I am
golf
very
that's
curious
not
about
quite par for the course.
Some of those rumored games
Up
that
to
we've had for a
4
while. Maybe
golfers
the
can
rumors
hit
were
the
just wrong.
fairway
But
together
Twilight Princess
locally
HD,
or in
Wind Waker
online play.
HD, Fire Emblem Genealogy, Holy War getting a remaster,
So just
and,
relax.
Kirby,
And get
Play
ready to tee
Robo.
off.
There's
Everybody's
another one
Golf
that we were
Hot
talking about
Shots
earlier.
lands on Nintendo
But
Switch
who knows? Those
this
rumors could all
year.
be false. I don't know. No, we'll see. I feel like there'll be at least one more probably Nintendo thing before it ends. Ooh, all right, something Marvel.
Unite some of
Captain
Marvel's greatest superheroes in the fight
Ooh, I
against
dig the
evil.
art style here, though. It's
Pair
very.
up 2 heroes from the roster of 15, including the likes of the
Nice.
spectacular Spider-Man and
Alright,
the
it's like,
ferocious
like,
Wolverine to take on the challenge.
Ninja
From
Turtles,
close quarters
what was
combatants
it?
to aerial
Shredder's
aces,
Revenge.
you
Looks like
can
that,
mix
like a
and match
classic
a variety of heroes for an
beat 'em up.
amazing array of possibilities.
That's sick.
And swap between your team of 2 at any time. Take advantage of your team's strengths to overwhelm
Yeah,
your
that's sick.
foes.
This looks good.
Plus,
The art
up to
style's
4
dope.
players
This
can
reminds me of something that
assemble
would come
for
out in the
local
90s.
or online co-op play.
And there was that Marvel arcade cabinet that you play as like it's like 6
The
people or
battle for
something.
the
It's like
fate
crazy.
of the Marvel Universe begins when Marvel Cosmic Invasion
Invasion. That looks cool.
launches on the
That's cool.
Nintendo
It's something I
Switch
would
system this
potentially
holiday.
get. I like beat 'em ups.
That
They're just
was
fun. They're
Marvel
simple. You know, just
Cosmic
fun,
Invasion.
simple games. You can jump right in.
where you'll battle as a tag team of different superheroes. Next is our last game announcement. Please take a look.
All right, last game announcement. All right, what is it? Fart. It's a fart game. Is it Tomodachi Life? Yeah, it's Tomodachi Life.
How refreshing.
People have been really wanting Tomodachi Life, so.
Hiya.
Tomodachi Death. Tomodachi Life, living the dream.
Living
Nice.
the dream.
I'm not, I never played the first one. I'm not into it or anything. 2026. Alright, cool. Yeah, so the Kirby Zelda. Whoa. Giant woman.
You want
The Kirby Zelda. Fire Emblem rumors. Yeah, just not here.
Glad that was only a dream.
It was only a dream.
That was Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream. The first new entry in the series in over 10 years.
I mean, it's cool. Tomodachi Life and
In the
Rhythm have been
trailer,
getting new
we
stuff.
saw
That's
Mii
pretty cool.
characters
Those are like,
living on
you
an
know, series
island
that
out at sea.
I know people have wanted to see on the Switch for a long
What
time.
kinds
Doing
of
it at the
interactions
end
do
here
you
is
think
great.
they'll have?
And all that other
We
stuff I
hope you're
mentioned
looking
needs to
forward
eventually
to it.
just be pushed to Switch too.
Thank you for watching today's Nintendo Direct so far.
Direct so far.
Our final announcement is something a little different that's not a game.
Oh.
Here's Mr. Miyamoto to introduce it.
Oh, is it maybe Mario Movie 2?
Hello, I'm Shigeru Miyamoto.
Sweet.
Thank
We'll
you
some
for
extra at the
watching
end.
today's Nintendo Direct. Since 2011, Nintendo Direct has delivered Nintendo news directly to you. And now, these presentations have grown into an event that many people watch.
It's true.
Thank you all very much.
You're welcome. I love watching them.
We'll continue
Thank
to
you.
broadcast Nintendo Direct presentations, but we're also launching a new channel based on the concept of delivering information to you directly. This is a smart device app called Nintendo Today,
Oh, it's like a Nintendo News app?
which functions like a daily calendar. In the app, you can view different Nintendo events. We will also be delivering all sorts of content about Nintendo games and characters every day.
Sweet. All right, we can get off X, get off Twitter. Yeah, yeah,
After the
Nintendo, do
Nintendo
that.
Direct
I want to
for
be off
Nintendo
Twitter. I want to be on
Switch 2
Nintendo
on
app getting
April
news.
2nd. News about Nintendo Switch 2 will be delivered to you daily and directly through the Nintendo
Awesome.
Today app as well.
Cool.
Nintendo Today.
Hey, don't
will
use
be
other
available
platforms,
to
Nintendo. Just
download
do it on your
smart
own thing.
devices
That's cooler.
Later today. Anyone with a Nintendo account can use the app, so please try it out.
Not gonna lie, feels like
That's all I
Elon
have
Musk
to
is
share.
probably a big part of why
I hope you
Nintendo's
enjoy
like,
using
yeah,
Nintendo
we're
Today.
gonna go do our own thing instead of posting news on platforms that exist.
That's all for today's Nintendo Direct.
That's pretty cool.
Thank you for watching.
All right, yeah. So that was pretty good direct. For like surprise extra Nintendo Switch 1 direct, and the fact we have the Switch 2 direct next week. Yeah, so Tomodachi Life and Rhythm Heaven were like the two big like new IP announcements, but some cool other stuff there. Dragon Quest 1 and 2 was cool. That new Marvel beat 'em up actually looks really awesome. That was surprising. And then Prime 4, I think, was probably the coolest thing there. And this was a No Silk Song. Yeah, all the stuff we were kind of like guessing at wasn't there. No Silk Song, no Zelda, Kirby, Fire Emblem, all those rumors. Like that's the end of the Switch 1, basically. Those things could potentially just come out for being the Switch 2 Direct or come out for both platforms. And yeah, you know, maybe it's just hiding over there. Yeah, I wonder what the third-party thing that Jeff Grubb was talking about was. I mean, maybe Dragon Quest 1 and 2? I feel like that was the biggest third-party thing. I don't know. I mean, that's one of those... I don't want to imply anything, because, like, obviously, sometimes I'm not sharing information anymore at all. But in the past, you know, I've heard stuff, and I'll say, like, vaguely what I've heard, and then, you know, it comes out or whatever. And like, but anyway, I don't want to imply that Jeff Grubb just, like, said something vague, because obviously something in here is going to fit that enough for like some credit or something, because he's known real stuff before, though. I think he is the one where the Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD rumors came from, and we still don't have them. But yeah, I don't know, it's like such a vague statement, you can kind of fit anything to it. My guess would be Dragon Quest 1 and 2 was probably the third party thing. I can't believe what else I can't think what else in there was like huge third party the Marvel game looks cool to me, but I don't know if I'd say that was a big one. They'll get people talking. Yeah, I don't know. And we saw Pokemon too. Yeah, we got to see some more Pokemon, which was a cool announcement. Prime 4 was a cool announcement. So yeah, I thought this was pretty good for like a little extra direct. Very satisfactory. We've totally had like partner showcases, indie directs. Directs that were less Nintendo focused. For this one to not be just that. This one to be there's some good stuff in here. Prime 4, 2 new Nintendo IP games. Well, not new IPs, but like IPs that haven't gotten anything for Switch yet. Rhythm Heaven and Tomodachi Life. It's pretty solid direct. And then we have the Switch 2 Direct coming up. Someone said, will I stream the Switch 2 Direct? Yes, I plan to stream the Switch 2 Direct. And I'm going to try to make a Is Smash Speculation Back. I'm already like working on it. Is Smash Speculation Back video this weekend. Just kind of going over what Sakurai said in his YouTube channel, some of the things that have popped up that make us think that, hey, maybe it's time that Smash comes back. So that if Smash gets announced in this upcoming Switch 2 Direct, we're ready for, hey, Smash Speculation's back. Smash is back. If it doesn't get announced there, then I feel like every Direct going forward from here on out is going to be, hey, are we going to get Smash, announced there? So, yeah, it definitely feels like a time where it could happen. Probably the right time to at least make, like I said, a little video. I don't know how little it'll be, maybe long, I don't know. But a video kind of just prepping us for the possibility that, I make a video this weekend and then maybe on Tuesday it's like, hey, Sakurai showed up and said new Smash is coming out. Maybe we get a look at it. I don't know. Maybe not, but it's a possibility. So it feels like we should at least prep for that here and I'll mention everything that seems to need to be mentioned and stuff. And then going forward with Smash Speculation, because I know people ask me about this because I've said I won't talk about any information I've personally heard anymore, leak-wise. So yeah, going forward, speculating Smash, if Smash does return and I'm speculating stuff like that, I'm happy to talk about leaks that are out there on the internet from other people. I'm happy to talk about theories. I'm happy to talk about, could this character get in? Could this happen? Anything like that. It's just that if somebody, privately, personally tells me something, whether or not I believe it, and even if I'm like, well, this is definitely happening, like I basically just had a character leak to me, I'm not going to be talking about it publicly. I won't talk about anything like that. You won't get any hints from me or anything like that. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. That was never the plan. That was never the goal. The goal was to speculate and have fun with it. Talk about, leakers and theories and possibilities. Speculation, was the goal. So yeah, but yes, I will still, obviously speculate and be happy to be part of the Smash speculating community and be a big part of that and explain if there is some whatever theory or leak out there that's like complicated, I'll explain what's going on with it. But I'm just it's a news thing. I'm gonna be talking about what's out there already. Nothing new is gonna come from me. Beyond maybe my own speculation based on theories and things that are like, if it's like, hey, I'll put all this stuff together. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking this character might happen, but that'll just be my speculation, not some leak that I know about secretly that I'm hiding or something. Like I won't be talking about anything like that. Okay, so a new Super Robot Wars game was shown in the Japanese direct. It's always weird how they do that. Always weird how you gotta like look and see what else is in the other directs. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm not like Rhythm Heaven's cool. I have liked the games. I've never owned one myself. I've played them over friends' houses. They're cool. Tomodachi Life, I'm not big on. So I'm not big on Rhythm Heaven. Not big on Tomodachi Life. But Prime 4 and Pokemon were probably the two big Nintendo things I like there, and that's fine. I already knew about them, but it's cool to get more about them. I really like the battle thing in Pokemon, and super excited for the Switch 2 Direct. We'll see what happens. Obviously, I'll be super hyped if Smash is there, but there's tons of other games that, if they happen there, I'd be super hyped about. A new 3D Mario, anything Zelda, probably tons of stuff I can't even think of. Mario Kart, we already know is like happening, so I'm obviously going to be super hyped for Mario Kart. So, oh yeah, lots of cool stuff. I'm sure we'll see next week, whatever pops up. So the Shin Megami Tensei spinoff looks cool. Yeah, there was a lot of cool. If you're like I don't know if it's JRPG is the right word, but into Japanese gaming stuff, there was a lot of cool looking stuff that was like anime vibe or just that Japanese, kind of vibe to them, like Dragon Quest opened up the direct and stuff. So yeah, some said they're disappointed. I mean, hey, if you weren't into this direct, I mean, it's kind of just it's like an extra. It's a appetizer before the main event in a few days here. So I don't think you can complain too much about it. Frankly, just taking objectively looking at it, Prime 4, more look at Pokemon, 2 new Nintendo games, Rhythm Heaven, Tomodachi Life, tons of third-party stuff. I think it was pretty good. I've seen worse directs by far. I know that makes it sound like I didn't like it, but I thought Prime 4. If it hadn't been a direct and it was just we're just going to give you guys a look at Prime 4 and nothing else, I would have watched just what they showed at Prime 4 and been like, that was awesome. So, just wait for the Switch 2 stuff next week. Yeah, to a Western sensibility, I feel the direct was like, yeah, I mean, it was definitely more of a Japanese direct. Even Rhythm Heaven and Tomodachi Life, I feel like are probably more popular in Japan than the West. I'm kind of just guessing at that, but it just feels that way to me. Yeah, I wish they showed one new Pokemon for ZA as well. Like one of the, I'm sure there's new Mega Evolutions. I know there's like a bunch of rumors of which Pokemons have that. Pokemon leaks are like crazy lately. I'm not really in that game or that zone. But I see them online. I see that Pokemon always has like leak stuff coming out for it. Feels like Nintendo hasn't had too many leak like this direct. Really, I mean, this direct kind of leaked from the hate, but like that it was happening, but no info on it. Nothing for the Switch 2 direct, which I hope we go in blind. I hope nothing leaks. But Pokemon stuff always seems to be leaking. So I don't know. Pokemon's huge though. Pokemon, like, it's a giant company, and between the cards and the merchandise and this and that, there's just so many eyes on what's happening with Pokemon that I'm stuff. Yeah, I can see how stuff gets out. Yeah, I'd say this was a nice direct. This was a fine direct, pretty good direct. And obviously the real hype direct is next week. So to have a pretty good direct before a new console focused direct is we're eating good, guys. This is good. That's a good appetizer. All right. Okay. Well, that was fun. Like I said, I will try to do a Is Smash Speculation back video this weekend. I should be able to get that out there for sure. I think for whatever reason I don't, I'll still be streaming the Switch 2 Direct next week. So yeah. All right. Look forward to that stuff. Okay. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Catch y'all later.